The House of Representatives has described as premature President Goodluck Jonathan's planned removal of fuel subsidy. This is part of the recommendations approved by the House of Representatives in considering the report of its joint committee on the 2012-2015 medium-term fiscal framework and fiscal strategy paper submitted by the President. The House has also adopted an exchange rate of 155 naira to a dollar for the period and $70 as the benchmark price of crude oil for the period.
Lawmakers in the House of Representatives considering the 2012 to 2015 medium-term fiscal framework and fiscal strategy paper as recommended by a joint committee of the House. Most of the committee's recommendations were endorsed by the House.
With first national implementation plan carried.
One recommendation of the committee was to set a crude oil benchmark price of $70 per barrel, as against the $75 presented by the executive, which the committee believes is too optimistic. A short debate ensued on the move by the House to adopt an exchange rate of 155 naira to a dollar.
I'm wondering whether in the light of that recent meeting that took place, I think just about 5 days ago, that this position as to 155 can also hold us through the next 3 years, because we're talking of the midterm framework and not just the projection for next year.
The issue of exchange rate is also a very sensitive one, very, very sensitive, because it sends a lot of signals that have implications for the devaluation of the naira or not, and that it's important that we remain very guided and very minded about whatever other figures outside what the CBN has come up with. I believe that they are the best authority that can actually give us a value in terms of exchange rate of the naira to a dollar.
The House took a position on the issue of fuel subsidy. The House approved the recommendation that the proposal on fuel subsidy removal as contained in the revised fiscal strategy paper is premature. Sources other than relying on savings from the proposed subsidy removal as part of financing items for expected deficit should be explored. One lawmaker was not satisfied with this position.
Mr. Speaker, I return to the debate on subsidy. We must address that debate someday in order to give legitimacy to this document and this framework. The basis of this framework is the question of subsidy. This House cannot dodge that issue.
The House has, however, approved the committee's report. Nigerians will now have to wait for the Senate to take a position on the document before it becomes clear whether the Federal Parliament will approve the removal of fuel subsidy in 2012. Lanre Lasese, Channels Television News.